Bollocks. Seems to be something about whenever I sit down here to do a video, I always notice something. Another one of these onions has bolted and gone to seed. Well, that's another one gone. Running low on giant onions now. Luckily for me, these ones in here, they're not my biggest ones. They're not doing great. There really hasn't been much growth in them since my last update, and I'm not holding out much more hope. Ah, there we go. Just seen this one here. Also throwing out a flower spike. Well, now we're really running low. So I'm going to turn around and have a look at the other two. And if they're the same, then not going to get angry, not going to swear. That one's okay. This one is not. Size of that. So I could have told you a couple of weeks ago that these onions were all going to bolt, because I noticed rapid growth in the length of the stem and the head, and no growth happening in the actual bulb. It got really tall really quick. It's all down to heat stress. It was getting far too hot in here, and as you can see, we're throwing up a flower spike there very early on, but best time to catch them. So I should have pulled them out a couple of weeks ago, but I gave myself a bit of false hope and thought that they might be okay. This one doesn't, well, saying that, I was going to say it doesn't seem as tall, but it does. I will leave it in for now, but I'm going to get this other cage out. We're going to get a few other bits planted in here in their place. Luckily, I do have the 3 outside. We'll pop and have a look at those in a minute. I have checked them this morning, and there doesn't seem to be any flower spikes coming on those yet. But for now, we've only got the one left in here, so we're going to get a couple of other bits planted in here, I've got a couple of the Ian Nielsen heavy bell pepper. These are off the world record strain. So we're going to get a couple of those planted in place of these onions. And as what I might do is I've got a couple of Crown Prince squash spare. I might chuck a couple of those in here. Or even, actually, I'll save that space for some watermelons, because after 4 attempts, I think we finally got some coming. I do already have a couple of squash popping up here. I'm not sure what they are though. I've not planted them, but I'm going to leave them in just to see what they do. What's this one? Hungarian hot wax. I have been planting all my peppers. I've planted a few into large pots in here, some more in smaller pots in the other polytunnel, and I've also planted some outside, which we'll do another video on that. And we are going to do a full tour in the next few days, so we'll cover everything in that. But for now, got a couple of peppers in place of those onions. We'll pop and have a look at the other onions, and that is going to be it for this video, guys. To be fair, a lot bigger than what I thought they were. I could eat these. We might do actually. I'll just snap them flower heads off, just stop them growing anymore. And as long as we use them right away, they'll be fine for eating. Just leave them out here for the rest of the day and take them in, cut them up and take them in the house later on. So luckily I do have these 3 that are in the air pots. I was thinking about repotting these the other day into something a bit larger, but after seeing that today now, I really don't want to. I want to try and avoid stressing these plants out any more than what I need to. They are plodding away, they're thickening up nicely. I think this one here is definitely the biggest. There's no signs of any flower spikes on these. I did have a bit of a problem in the wind and the rain the other day. The amount of rain that we had over a couple of days did cause these to split, so I have lost the outer skins. So what I did was just peeled them back where they'd split and peeled a layer or 2, which cost a couple of inches, but I peeled a layer or 2 off them just to stop that split from getting any worse, and it seems to have done the job and they seem to be okay. So I am going to go ahead and measure this one. I'm going to do it in inches. Just going to go around the base of the onion. And we are just over 13 inches there. Which is 34 centimetres in diameter. It's a shame because this wasn't the biggest one, and like I say, I have lost a layer or 2 due to them splitting, but they seem to be okay, and they do seem to be doing all right. So hopefully these make it through the rest of the season and don't end up bolting. I have been feeding them with some sulfate ammonium and some fish emulsion, but that is all that they've been having. And I have also been filling this bottom planter up with compost as well, because that really helps keep the moisture in these bottom pots, and the roots can come out the bottoms of the pots and dig into this and get some nutrients and moisture from this instead of just using what's in these pots. I do think that that is helping, and I do want to get this topped up right to the top. The other onions that bolted, I've just thrown them in here. As you can see, we've got a flower spike there. There's one just there, and there is another one in there somewhere, but they seem to have done all right in there, so quite glad that I just threw them in there. Should get some flowers on those at least. Yeah, that'll be perfectly fine to use them. Right then guys, that is going to be it for me today. Just like to say massive thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. It's been a real shame about some of these onions, but at least we've still got a couple, and we've learnt a thing or two for next year. We do have the onion that I set for seed growing away nicely, so hopefully we should have some seed off that to give those a go for next year. But I am also being sent some more seeds ready to go for next year. So if you haven't already guys, please do drop me a comment below and let me know how your onions are getting on. Bye for now.